Never study or never prepare for examination for the sake of marks. Prepare yourself for gaining more knowledge. Evaluator will actually look at, that is what the person who has set the paper he wants you to write. The more good you write, the more marks you will actually get. That is what the reality here is. It's not about impressing anybody. Probably in the first chapter I would have given 3 questions. You are not supposed to study only 2 questions in that. You can't make any choices there. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students to the model question paper discussion. Now I'm going to discuss with you the model question papers, how you can expect the questions in 2021 HRM 1. Now what exactly this human resource management 1 is all about? I'll tell you, it's all about the basic what a human resource manager should know. So whenever you start writing any of the HRM subjects, you are supposed to assume that you are the HR manager of a company, and then you are supposed to go with the answers. Now let's go with the first agenda, that is we're gonna deal here part A to part D. That is, the part A is all about the introduction about it. That means you should know how to analyze the questions, the question paper pattern and all those things. And here the second one is the concept mapping. Let me tell you here, students, concept mapping is something which Vidhyashram has introduced only for the students so that they can understand the entire blueprint of the question paper, the pattern, the marks, how you are supposed to write, what you are supposed to write, what you are not supposed to write, how you can save time and actually write more. That is where Vidhyashram is unique from all the colleges across Mysore or Karnataka. Now in the part C we have is model paper. Now model paper, in the sense I'll be discussing with you how the model paper can actually come, how you can get those questions in 2021 also. And lastly, this is what we are focusing on, that is the part D. When we go with part D here, students, understand part D is all of the questions, that is the important questions which you may get in the 2021 question paper of HRM 1. So what happens in the 2021 HRM 1? We can actually predetermine the questions and we can give it to you. You people need to just go with those questions, and I'll tell you, 80 on 80 you people can get very easily. That's like a cakewalk for you if you go with the important questions which I have given you in the part D. So stay tuned till the end and enjoy this video, as well as take much and more benefits from this video. So let's go with the first one, that is the introduction part. Now when we go with the introduction part, here we have 5 chapters or 5 modules in HRM 1. The first chapter is the introduction. Second is the human resource planning, which is also called as HRP, human resource planning. Human resource planning. When you go with the HRP here, students, you will understand that human resource planning is a very important and very unique chapter in HRM 1, because the entire chapters of HRM 1 is dependent on human resource planning, and that is how it actually goes. The third chapter is job analysis and design, where job analysis is very, very important. You will definitely get a 15 marks question, that is the factors affecting job analysis or importance of job analysis. Job design is also equivalently, it is very important. I'll tell you the questions of job analysis and job design. The fourth chapter is recruitment. See, as a human resource manager, if you really want to recruit any person, how exactly you will do the recruitment, how testing will happen, how the things, the sources of recruitment, everything you will get it here. After recruiting the person, you are supposed to go for selection. That is a part 5th chapter. Now selection is a very, very interesting chapter, because you will get to know how the real selection happens in MNC company or a government companies or anywhere, how selection happens and what you are supposed to do after the selection. Say induction is there. Now after the selection here, what you have? You have something called induction. See, induction is very, very important. You may get a question of induction for 10 marks. So each and every chapter here, it is interlinked. That is, first one is the introduction to HRM. Second is what? You need to go with human resource planning. After planning, you are supposed to analyze what you are supposed to do with each and every person. After that, you are supposed to go for recruitment. After the recruitment, you are supposed to select. After selection is the induction. That is how the HRM one goes. It's like a story from the first to the last. So in HRM 1, what all are the chapters? There are 5 chapters. In that 5 chapters, students, I'll tell you, if you go with a smart way of learning, I'll teach you in the concept mapping how you are supposed to prepare yourself for the HRM 1 2021 examination. So here, if you go with the pattern of the paper, now for all the BBA students, the pattern is the same. That is, the part A, part B and part C is what university has given you. Now in the first one, you will have 30 marks, but it is like 15 marks each, and you are supposed to write only 2 questions. But the University of Mysore have given you 4 questions. In that 4, you are supposed to write only 2. That is how you are supposed to go. See, 5 questions are there, 5 chapters are there. Now 5 chapters, 5 questions, but here only 4 questions they will give. That means what? One of the chapter you don't have a 15 marks question. That is a very clear statement. Understand the part B here. What happens is, again you will be getting 5 questions. In that 5 questions, you are supposed to write only 3. Each carries 10. That is how you got 30. Now what happens, I'll tell you here. When you have 5 questions, that means what? You have 5 chapters. Now in that 5 chapters, now I'll tell you here. Here what happens is, 4 questions will come out of 5 chapters. That means one of the chapter you don't have a 15 marks question. Now here if you go, there are 5 questions and there are 5 chapters. That means each chapter you have one 10 marks question. You can prepare yourself for that. Like coming to the 4th marks, in the sense the 5 marks question, there are 4 again you are supposed to write. Here what happens is, you get totally 6 questions. In that 6 question, you should write only 4. That is how you will actually go with it. Each question carries 5 marks. Now understand, here the equation is there. You have 5 chapters, but you are getting 6 questions here. Now what exactly this is like? It is a bonus for you. It is what? It is called bonus. That means one of the chapter where you will be getting 2 5 marks question. Now understand, the chapter where you did not get a 15 marks question, that is a chapter where you get a 2 5 marks question. Understand the pattern here. If you go with these statements, understand, each chapter carries 20 marks. Each chapter carries minimum 20 marks. That is what you are supposed to analyze. So let's come to the next one, that is the concept mapping. Now in the concept mapping, I'll tell you how to go with the questions. Now let's understand the concept mapping. What exactly the concept mapping is all about. Now totally here, students, we have 5 chapters. How many chapters? We have 5 chapters. Now in this 5 chapters, we need to actually decide 1, 2 and 3. That is, here we have part A, part B and part C. I told you in part A what happens is, 15 marks you are supposed to write only 2, and that is how you got 30. But in reality, we know that there will be 4 questions. Now part B is 10 into 3 is equal to 30. Again you will get like 5 questions. Here part C is 5 into 4 is equal to 20. Here you have 6 questions. Now in 5 chapters, that means I told you, in part A there is one chapter where you will not get any question of 15 marks. But here each and every chapter should actually fetch you one 10-mark question. Part C is again what happens is, you have the 6 questions. In that 4 you are supposed to write, only 4 you are supposed to write. That means let's go with a smart way of learning. Sir, exams are like 3 days or 4 days for the examination. Now what should I do? I can't study all the 5. But my first suggestion is for you is, never study or never prepare for examination for the sake of marks. Prepare yourself for gaining more knowledge. That is, you are supposed to go with all the chapters. But if you feel that all the chapters are very difficult, now we have brought a concept mapping where within 3 chapters, how many chapters? 3 chapters, you can be able to actually get more than 75 marks out of 80. The external is all about 80 marks. So in that 80 marks, more than 70, that is 70 plus you people can get only if you study 3 chapters. And I'm gonna give you all the chapters the equal weightage, and then I'll tell you what are the chapters you are supposed to go through, what are the chapters you are not supposed to go through. But here what happens is it is up to you that you decide which chapter you're gonna adopt. When you go with the chapters, I'll tell you here, probably in the first chapter I would have given 3 questions. You are not supposed to study only 2 questions in that. You can't make any choices there. If you are choosing a chapter, you are supposed to choose the entire questions. You are supposed to go with it. Say example, I've given you 1 chapter, 3 questions. You are supposed to study all the 3 questions. The reason here is, if you go with only 2 questions, I'll tell you what exactly examination is. Examination is something like this. What you know will never come, and what you don't know will be the first question. So that's what 2 questions you have studied, you have not studied the third one. I'll tell you the third one only will come in the examination. That is how the things are, right? So whenever I tell you the questions from each chapter, you are supposed to go with the entire chapter you are supposed to study. Now let's go with the next one. This is what the concept mapping is. I'll be giving equal preference to all the chapters. I'll tell you which are the questions from each chapter is very important, which you will definitely get in your 2021 examination. Say the first one is the 15 marks question. This is the model paper which I'll be telling you how to write answers and how to know that what are the questions which you will actually get. See, the questions can be like split into 2. That is, the first one is define human resource management. See, this is the first chapter. This is the first chapter, Introduction to Human Resource Management. Define human resource management, explain the functions of HRM, first chapter. So definition you are supposed to go with it, meaning you are supposed to go with it, then you are supposed to explain the functions of human resource management. Understand the second chapter. Now the second chapter, what is it? What is human resource planning? Explain the process of human resource planning. This is the second chapter question. The third one, what is job description and job analysis? Explain the steps in the process of job analysis. This is the third chapter. If you understand, define recruitment, explain the sources of recruitment. This is the fourth chapter. So where is this fifth chapter? Now you don't have a fifth chapter question in the part A here. That means in the model paper you don't have. You may get. That is the process of selection, because very important topic is selection, where you will be getting a question for 15 marks. What is selection? Explain the process of selection. Explain the steps in selection. That is what you can get it. Now how to write this, I'll just tell you here. Students, whenever you go with any of the things, please understand, when I told you about the concept mapping of this part A, here understand, now I'll tell you how to go with A. There are 2 questions which you are supposed to write, that is 15 marks each. I'm telling you students, spend at least 1 hour or more than 1 hour, but less than 1.5 hours. 30 marks you are supposed to spend, say 1.5 hours or say 1 hour. You just go with it. When you go with those calculations, I'll tell you, the question and the answer should actually go simultaneously. That means what they are asking you, you are supposed to write, and what they are not asking you, don't write that extra, because you will not get marks there. Now the people who are correcting your papers, they are also the faculties who are specialized in their subjects. When they see that, say example, the question is functions of human resource planning, and you have written the importance of human resource planning, totally different it is. You will not be getting even a single marks if you write that. So answer to the point and maintain the quality. It's not about much of quantity, it's more of quality with quantity. For 15 marks, how much you are supposed to write? For 10, how much you are supposed to write? Say for 5 marks, how much you are supposed to write? I'll tell you from each and every questions how you are supposed to go. See, when you go with the part A, firstly, what exactly the question is, the numbers you write properly. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. You have the numbers of the question paper you are supposed to write properly. Say define management, that is human resource management. First you go with introduction. Introduction. After introduction, say next one, this is say A, B. You go with meaning of human resource management. Meaning of HRM. After that, C. Go with definition. Definition of human resource management. Now you go with D. Now you know the process of human resource management. Go with a flow chart of human resource. You can actually write here, human resource management. These are the flow charts. You write here the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. According to the process, what all are the subpoints, you just write it. Now this is what 1.5 pages all done. Now what happens is each are there, right? That is, here you would have given this as 1, this as 2, 3. Now each and everything, now you explain what exactly it is. Now that is what the evaluator will actually look at. That is what the person who has set the paper, he wants you to write. That is what you will be actually writing. So all the three things should actually go parallelly. So this is what the part A you are supposed to do. First is give an introduction to the question, then you go with the meaning of the question. Again you go with the definition of what they are asking you to define, and later you go with the diagram. Now the flow chart can be in a different way also. The flow chart, say example, one of the other flow chart if I need to give you is, say you have written here the process of HRM or HRP. Now here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you just go with it. 1, 2, it can actually differ. Why I am telling you this is, when you know how to write the answer, you are supposed to present your answers also. Presentation is a very important thing, because you people are the human resource management people. So you are supposed to have a presentation, a quality, a standard which you should never bring it down. So these are the 15 marks question how you will be writing. So understand the questions and then go for it. Now we have the 10 marks question, that is the 10 marks, that is a part B. Now I have given you 4 questions. Now you can actually think that, okay, these are the questions, these are the type of question which can come. Say state the difference between personnel management and human resource management. Personnel is all about the outdated management which used to happen earlier. Now it is all the new version of the 21st century's human resource management. Again, you can actually go with the differentiation. You can go with distinguish. Here you can write basis. Here you can write personal management. Here human resource management. According to the basis you are supposed to go. One of a student from a different college, he had actually called me, he had asked me, sir, if it is a 10 marks question, say 5 points I'll write of PM and 5 points I'll write of HRM, will I get 10 on 10? No, you will not get 10 on 10 because you will only get 5. So here understand, when it is a 10 marks question, you are supposed to write at least 10 bases, and according to 10 bases, you are supposed to distinguish between PM and HRM. Students, I'll tell you, don't write the answers for the sake of the faculty. Write the answers for the sake of getting more marks. The logic is simple here. The more you write, the more you get. The more good you write, the more marks you will actually get. That is what the reality here is. It's not about impressing anybody. Whatever you know, you express it in the sheet of paper which you will be getting it. That is your booklet. You are supposed to write each and every point. So next question is, again here explain the needs and importance of HRP. See here, if you get these questions, no, 15 marks you got HRP, the process, and the importance of process in the 10 marks. So 15 plus 10 is how much? 25 marks. If you get a 5 marks question of HRP also, again 30 marks. That means choose the chapters where you can actually get more marks, and that is how you are supposed to go with a smart way of learning. Define job evaluation, explain its significance. See, again, it's a 3rd chapter. What is selection? Explain the selection process. This can come for 10 marks as well as this can also come for 15 marks. So this is a very, very interesting chapter. I'll tell you, as a HR student, you should never leave this chapter. You should know how selection happens, right? So these are the 10 marks question. Again, for 10 marks, how you are supposed to go with? Go with the same thing here. Again, spend at least, I'm telling you, 20 minutes. How many minutes? 20 to 25 minutes you are supposed to spend for each answer. Drag the answer. Quality you should maintain. You should never go with reversing kind of answers. Then say example, you have 10 points to write. So 4 points you have written. Now the 5th point is the mixture of the 3rd point and the 2nd point. Don't do that, because you are supposed to only go for the knowledge, and I'll tell you, never beat the bush. You are supposed to go for the right answer itself. After that, here what actually happens is you go with introduction, Again, same way how you actually have written in the 15 marks, you're supposed to go with it. Then you go with the meaning. Then again you go with definition. After that, what exactly they are asking, say example, selection process is there. Now how you can actually go with the selection processes? Very simple. Here you write here, selection process. Now from the first, this is what the flow chart you are supposed to draw. Now what you should do, the next page you are supposed to explain each and everything. Give examples, I'll tell you here, students. After that, go for a conclusion. What is it? Conclusion. Now when you go for conclusion, what is it? See, selection process, it depends on the nature and size of a company, plus it also depends on how the company deals with. Now when you understand, there are few companies which go with traditional values, there are companies who goes with modern values. So when you give a conclusion, even the examiner, even the person who is correcting your paper, he'll also feel that you know each and every point. So what happens is you will get 10 on 10. See, none of the faculties in the Mysore University, whoever corrects your paper, they don't have any grudge on you. The only thing is how much you write, that much they give it to you. So if you want 10 on 10, there is a myth saying that in theory paper you will never get 100 on 100. I'll tell you, it is really false. You don't write more, that is the reason you don't get more. So when you start writing and start analyzing, and the concept mapping which we are giving it to you, if you follow that, I'll tell you, definitely even in theory papers, you people can get 100 on 100. That is a sure from our side. Next we'll go with the 5 marks question. Understand, 5 marks questions, predicting those 5 marks question is very, very difficult from wherever they can actually give it to you. So what I always insist is here, when you go for the 5 marks question here, what happens is after 15 marks, 10 marks, now you take little time and then you analyze that which are the 4 questions you will write. Which are the 4 questions, because you will be getting 6 questions. How many questions? You will get 6 questions. Out of that, only 4 you are supposed to write. So what is that you should do is, which of the questions which you really know more and you can actually write more, choose those questions. I've given you a few questions here. Say example, write a note on manpower planning. State any 5 merits of external sources of recruitment. See the word 5 merits. Why? Because it is for 5 marks. 5 merits for 5 marks. 5 points for 5 marks. Go with that. What is job enrichment and job enlargement? 2.5 marks for job enrichment, 2.5 marks for job enlargement. You don't know how exactly it is. Write the meaning of it, definition of what do you know about job enrichment. Write a meaning, definition, and what you know about job enlargement you write. But usually what people do is they just write job enrichment means this, job enlargement means that. You will actually get say 2 marks or 3 marks. Now why you missed the 5 on 5? Because you didn't write. It is not because of the person who has corrected it. It's only because you have not written properly. State the difference between recruitment and selection. See, this is the 4th chapter, this is the 5th chapter. You are supposed to go with the difference between recruitment and selection. That is how you are supposed to write. Now let's come to the part D, that is the most important topic in this model paper discussion. That is the part D, which is called as the important questions. Now from the first chapter, what all are the questions which can come? The first question here is, explain the functions and scopes of HRM. You should get this question. Explain the evolution and development of HRM. See, if not the evolution, you will get the development of HRM. Next question is, describe the overview of HRM in India. In India, how HRM is practiced. If you read these 3 questions properly, I'll tell you, you have got 15 marks plus 5 marks, say 20 marks in this chapter. You got how much? 20 marks from this chapter. So read the question. See, if you are choosing out of 5 chapters, if you are choosing 3 chapters, if this is one of your chapter, 3 questions, all the 3 you are supposed to know. Next question, the next chapter, human resource planning. Now again you have 3 questions of human resource planning. The first one is, explain the importance and objectives of HRM, or that HRP, right? So explain the importance or objectives of HRP. Now the next is explain the barriers to HRP. Barriers to HRP. You can get a combination question like explain the importance and barriers of HRP. 15 marks is there. That means how they will split is 7 plus 8 is equal to 15. Now importance can be for 7, barriers can be 8 or vice versa, anything. But you don't know. What exactly I am telling you is whatever you know about importance, write 10 points, write 10 points. Barriers of HRP, you have 10 points, write 10 points because that is how you will actually get 15. So for that, what you are supposed to do? Meaning of HRP. Meaning of human resource planning. Definition of human resource planning you are supposed to do. Now write a note on, the minute you get a question like write a note on HRIS. Now it is a 5 marks question. Now if you study 3 questions properly, now what happens is you get a 15 marks question, plus you get a 10 marks question, plus you get a 5 marks question, totally 30 marks. So this is what the second chapter questions can actually come, and that is how you are supposed to deal with. The third chapter is job analysis and design. Now I have given you 4 questions here. Explain the process of job analysis, explain the methods of job analysis, explain the factors affecting job design, explain the technique of job analysis. If you go with this, I'll tell you, you can actually get a twist here. What exactly happens is you get a 15 marks question plus 10 marks question plus 5 marks question. That is how you will get 30 marks from this chapter. How many marks you will get? 30 marks from this chapter. Very, very important. Very easily you can go with it. The process is that, method is that. If you go with this, see, I'll tell you, process of job analysis, method of job analysis, the techniques of job analysis. If you go with the 1, 2, 3, say 1, 2, and the 4th one, if you go, it's all about job analysis. Know more about job analysis, the meaning of job analysis, definition of job analysis, methods, factors, and say techniques of. And here is what factors affecting the job design. If you go with, again, 4 questions are there, 30 marks it is. Choose wisely whenever you go with the choosing the chapters. 4th chapter is recruitment. Recruitment, you have 2 things very common: sources of recruitment and factors affecting sources of recruitment. If you go with this, say example, I'll tell you here, explain the sources of recruitment is there, explain the factors affecting recruitment is there. A sure question, a 15 marks question or 10 marks question. Write a note on method of recruitment, write a note on methods of recruitment, how the methods of recruitment can actually go. You may get a question, this question for 10 marks, or you can actually get a question for 5 marks. Now in the recruitment, what are the methods? If you go with it, yes, you will get it. Next is write a note on evaluation of external source of recruitment. Now internal sources there, how they will do it, external sources there, how they are supposed to do. You will actually get to know. 4th chapter. Again here what happens is you will be getting questions from 15 marks, a 10 marks and a 5 marks. Total it is how much? 30 marks. Next, last chapter, selection. Very interesting chapter. You are supposed to go with this chapter. What is selection? Explain the process of selection. Explain the types of tests. Now there are so many tests. Explain the types of tests for 10 marks. What is induction? Explain the objective and phases of induction. Now 15 marks. This is the 15 marks. Now what happens is if you get process of selection for 15, you will get induction for 10 and vice versa. And this is how I explain the types of tests also. Now what happens? You are supposed to know. Now you will get a 15 marks or a 10 marks, again 25. Now I'll tell you, in recruitment job analysis, you can get 2 5 marks questions. 2 5 marks questions, because totally 6 is in the sense. Any one of the chapter you will get a 2 5 marks questions. So very easy to determine what to study and what not to study. Students, if this video, whatever we have done, if you really liked it, you can actually take a much benefit from us, then I'll tell you we are very pleased, because we are doing all these things for free only to educate as much as many we can actually do it. So thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.